That's what I felt like doing. I want to scream, I do. This just further shows you can't do any more with Michael Myers. This further proves it. No more originality, no more creativity, no more imagination, no more story to tell with Michael Myers. This just further proves it. Once again, my brother, he thinks I'm full of shit. Although the funny thing is though, he knows it's a bad movie, but he likes those so bad it's good. That's what he calls them. They're so bad it's good. But me, just like straightforward hating it, not as bad as good or bad or right. Me just full and just think it's a piece of shit movie. Once again, he thinks I'm full of myself. I got no valid points. Whatever. This always happens when I'm always having conversations with my brother. Is that this is why I don't bother telling what my opinions are, because every single time he thinks that my opinions are garbage anyway. Just when I bring up other things, other films, my opinions are always garbage. Which that you have no valid points. I prove your opinions wrong. Your points aren't your valids. Your opinions are not valid. Whatever. I just let him. I just let him run his mouth what he thinks of what he wants. To me, he'll like anything. He whether it's bad movies or just straight out bad movies, he'll like anything. But Halloween Ends. First of all, that's another point. It's never the end of this franchise, okay? There's always going to be more Halloween movies. As long as they make money, there's always going to be more. They're always going to reboot it, find another bullshit reason why to keep bringing back Michael Myers. First of all, that's another thing, that is another thing. Stop with these freaking franchises, okay? I've had enough with Halloween. Yes, I know Michael Myers has been my favorite icons growing up ever since the original John Carpenter's Halloween scared me when I was a kid. Yes, Michael Myers has always been the favorite boogeyman, for me, But I love Freddy Krueger and I love Jason Voorhees as well, though. But Michael Myers is the first one that scared me when I was a kid when I was little with John Carpenter's Halloween. But the thing is, I'm just tired of this franchise. I'm tired of the Chucky franchise. Chucky has a second season now. Stop with this. Stop with the franchise. That needs to die. Prey with the Predator, the new Prey movie I ranted on. That needs to die. All these other franchises, they just keep on digging up, just for the nostalgia. They all need to die, Yes, I don't want to. I want to see different. I'm tired of. Oh, of course, I'm always complaining that I'm always on the old movies, But things sometimes I like to see new crap as well, Like with *Malignant* and *Willy's Wonderland* from last year, Those were just like new and different for me. Okay. Yeah, I don't always expect the same old things all the time or watch the old things all the time, but sometimes I would like watch new things. Early this year, this film just pissed me off though, but the thing is though, with horror films, I liked The Black Phone that I enjoyed. I liked Nope, okay, because I was skeptical. I talked a little bit of crap about Nope since the first teaser, but guess what? I ended up enjoying Nope a lot. I reviewed Nope and The Black Phone. You can check those out recently. Those are just recent ones I did for this month of Halloween. I enjoyed both those movies. These are far better movies than Halloween Ends, or any of these new Halloween movies, or any of these shitty films they just keep on bringing up more than Prey, or any of the new fuck Chucky and fuck those TV shows. Okay. But the thing is though, when it says Halloween Ends, it's the end of this timeline. Who cares? There's never gonna be the end of any Halloween. There's always the talk about future plans. Like I said, there's never gonna be any end to these Halloween any of these franchises. And they're reducing with Friday the 13th. They're doing the same thing with Nightmare on Elm Street. Because I also heard recently that with Nightmare on Elm Street, they want to bring Heather Langenkamp back as Nancy and Robert Englund. First of all, Robert Englund is too old to play Freddy Krueger. It's the same thing with freaking Chucky. In this TV series, Brad Dourif is just too old. He can to voice Chucky. You tell his voice is like razzied out and all that stuff. From playing for Chucky for over how many years now? How many decades? These actors are getting too old to play these characters anymore, okay? But no, they never freaking learn. I'll either with Nope, The Black Phone, or last year Willy's Wonderland and Malignant. I'd rather watch those movies than any of these regurgitated franchises over. And yes, and those all things I'm also not want to talk about. I admit I enjoyed the 2019 Child's Play remake. It wasn't a carbon copy of the original. It did something different, instead of like leave out the whole voodoo thing. It's just an artificial intelligent doll. Okay. And I didn't think that Mark Hamill did that bad of a job voicing Chucky either. Or neither was the kid who played Andy Barclay either. So, but the thing is, but that film didn't do that well. Oh well, that's why they want to continue with these freaking more Chucky stuff. I'd rather watch that 2019 remake or any of these new Chucky TV shows. But anyway, getting to the point at hand here, Halloween Ends. Like I said, it's never going to be the end, okay? David Gordon Green, who directed all three of these, screw him, okay? And same with Jamie Lee Curtis. I like Jamie Lee Curtis, though, but the thing is, though, same thing to her, because she just never said no yes to any of these films. I mentioned another one that needs to die too. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's another film that pissed me off that came out earlier this year. The new one. That's the one that also pissed me off as well. But going back with this movie, this film is easily one of the worst ones in this franchise. Easily. Part of one was what is worse, this or Rob Zombie's Halloween movies? Why is I can't tell. I can't. The Rob Zombie's Halloweens are so shitty, and they're insults to the name Halloween. But Halloween is in the same boat as those two, easily. I love John Carpenter's original Halloween. I love Halloween 2. Halloween 3, everyone hates though, but which also my brother also gives me shit for liking Halloween 3. Okay. That's another one that my brother gives me shit for. Everyone hates Halloween 3, so I should hate Halloween 3 with, so I should just jump on the bandwagon and just hate it just like everybody else does. Okay? Very few people can like... I'm one of the very few people that likes Season of the Witch, okay? Yes. Yes, it should not be part of the name Halloween, just called Season of the Witch, yes, but the thing is, though... Which speaking of, Halloween 3 is even better than any of these new Halloween movies, easily. For me, okay? But like I said, my brother thinks I'm full of shit anyway, for liking Halloween 3. Yes, I know why it's hated, I get it though, okay? Yeah, but he hasn't jumped down my throat on that, yeah. And speaking of, when the marketing on this film is so shitty, okay, which basically lied to people because everything in the trailers and even the posters, it's about Michael Myers and Laurie Strode, right? Wrong. This movie is about Corey Cunningham, which that's why they didn't promote him in any of these posters and trailers, because they wanted to distract you with Michael Myers, but this movie is entirely focused about him. That's what the movie is. It's not Halloween Ends, it's Corey Ends. How about that? Or Halloween Corey, or... Fuck this character Corey. And again, it's not the actor's fault, okay, who plays his character. It's the... Alright? It's a very shitty script and very shitty directing and writing. But same time, screw Corey. This is a movie that's about him, not about Michael Myers. Because Michael Myers is barely in the movie. At 5 minutes total when the screen time he has. And also, Jamie Lee Curtis, screw you, and David Gordon Green, and also screw Dan McBride, okay? Don't write any more. Stick with doing acting in comedies, like in Your Highness or Pineapple Express or This Is the End or whatever, okay? Stop writing horror films. You can't write horror films, okay? You're a comedic actor. Would you try to influence his comedic comedy, and this probably doesn't work. It fails. But with the house about Corey, because it takes place in 2019, when it shows Corey, he's babysitting this one kid, basically this bratty little shit, you know, who's being such a nuisance to him. Oh yeah, and it just gets even better because they're watching John Carpenter's The Thing, my all-time favorite horror film. I'm like, get the fuck out of here with showing John Carpenter's Thing. Oh, but the thing is, because in the original Halloween, Lindsay was watching the original The Thing from Another World. And here, when this new Halloween, they're watching the newer John Carpenter's The Thing. You say because, you know, original, newer, remake, right? But you get the point. I'm like, screw you. Don't show a better movie than your shitty film. Oh, speaking of later on, they show another good movie. A guy, I guess is Corey's stepfather or whatever. He's watching Jean-Claude Van Damme's Hard Target. An awesome Van Damme action film that I enjoy. One of Van Damme's best films, Hard Target. So you're just promoting two good movies that over your own shitty movie. You're just going to make me watch those movies. Especially John Carpenter's The Thing. But anyway, the kid is being such a little shit, you know. He pulls a prank on Corey and locks him in the attic. And then the guy, Corey, he's getting scared of being locked out. Why? Why are you being scared of being locked in the attic, you know, okay? But then he kicks down the door, and he kicks the door open, actually pushes the kid off the balcony, and falls flat on the ground in front of the parents. And which, by the way, I saw this in theater with my brother and our friend, right? We saw this in the theater, which, by the way, I did not pay for this ticket. My brother did, okay? Because I am paying money to watch these shitty movies, because he always pays for these tickets. And when I saw that, which, of course, I was in a theater, so I could not laugh out loud, right? Inside here, I was laughing inside, dying laughing when I saw this kid just fall up. And I saw my brother. He was like I know he was laughing. I know he was, but I was laughing inside because it was flat out laughable. But yeah, it's his fault. He never gets put in jail. Yeah, I know it was an accident because the kid was being such a little shit, you know. And there what's that with all those people? And after all that, after that incident, it's 4 years later. It's 4 years later that Jamie Lee Curtis as Laurie Strode. She's over the death of her daughter, who died at the end of Halloween Kills. She's over that very easily. You know, she's like all happy. She's making pies and all that. But what was I saying? About Corey, yeah, he never got put in jail. It's 4 years later, and just trying to make us sympathize for this guy. Which basically everybody in this town everyone in this town of Haddonfield is an asshole. Everyone's an asshole in this movie, in this town. Which, by the way, why doesn't anybody freaking move out of this town? Why doesn't any Corey move out of this town? If he gets bullied and picked on, why doesn't Laurie Strode and her granddaughter move out of town, go to another town? It's like everyone's like bound to this town because of this curse of Michael Myers. I guess no one has any common sense just to move out of this town and get away from all this paranoid or this fearful town or whatever. People have no common sense to freaking move out. And yet, at the same time, everyone in this town is an asshole. Well, most people, because, I guess Corey's, stepfather gave him a motorcycle, okay. But then he goes to this convenience store to get a drink, and these band members are being, like I said, assholes to him. And yet, Jamie Lee Curtis comes in and gives them the knife to flatten their tires. And when he meets Allison, Laurie Strode's granddaughter, they both fall in love and like immediately. And Laurie Strode is talking with Will Penn. For some reason, he's still alive. Well, he was alive in Halloween Kills, but it just still doesn't make any sense. Like in the 2018, the first 2018 movie, where that crazy doctor wannabe Loomis stabs him in the neck and then runs him over, but somehow he's still alive, even though he got flattened. But yeah, somehow he's still alive, and he's alive and well because he's in a grocery store and he's talking to Laurie Strode. And yet, everybody just blames Laurie Strode for some reason. First of all, it's not entirely her fault. You know, it's the other people in this town is at fault. Does anyone recall that Anthony Michael Hall, Tommy Doyle, started that whole mob at that hospital to chase after this guy who they thought was Michael Myers? Yeah, because even though Michael Myers would not be dumb enough to walk around with no mask, asking for help and all that stuff, yeah. They would forget that him and that mob of his eventually led to that one guy convinced that one escaped mental patient to commit suicide. And no accountability on that. And that somehow, like, the one woman, in the last film, Halloween Kills, the woman, after her husband got killed, stabbed multiple times, she had that tube light shoved in her neck, right? Which, that looked like it got shoved so far in her neck, it must have struck a femoral artery in her neck, right? But no. She's still alive for some reason. She's in a wheelchair, but she can't speak now because of that. But yet, her sister or whatever was wheeling her, blames Laurie Strode. I mean, how can you blame Laurie Strode? She was in the hospital in the last film throughout the entire movie and didn't do nothing about it. So why is everybody blaming her, okay? It's not everyone else. It's not her blaming. It's a lot of people to blame in this town that made everyone go crazy. And, Lindsay, like I mentioned, all grown up, Lindsay, played by Kyle Richards. She's barely in the movie. She was alive in the last movie, but she is alive in this movie, but barely in it. What else? Yeah, this one just pissed me off a lot, you know. It is easy to, like, probably maybe in the top 5, or not top 3 worst movies of this year, easily. And it's sad, like, other films that I've ranted on, I think are better than this. And that says a lot, you know. But anyway, like I said, Michael is barely in this movie. It's only focused on Corey. Because once again, he goes to this party that Alice invites him in. They're all having a good time, and then he runs into the lady of the mother of the boy that he accidentally killed off the balcony at the start of this movie. Even though say, hey, it was just an accident, but actually it was your son who actually locked him in the attic and then being a little shit to him. He's at fault mostly. But yet, the woman blames him. What else? And then those band members come back again. They throw him off a bridge. Somehow he survives that, and then Michael Myers just drags him to the tunnel where he's been living for 4 years. I'm like, I mean, there's a point where he's walking the sewer, going towards the exit, and Michael grabs him, and somehow he sees the visions of through his memories of what he's done, and yet lets him go. So he realizes that's going to be like, his next apprentice, right? Oh, because the thing is, though, it's also to take on John Carpenter's Christine, because the guy who was, like, at first a nerdy, when he takes the glasses off, he's not nerdy no more. And the guy's last name is Cunningham, like Arnie's last name was in Christine. I'm like, yeah, don't compare yourself to freaking Christine already. Like with, the movies they're parodied at. Just like with I forget I forgot to say what the movies were. They reference. Oh yeah, like with John Carpenter's The Thing and Hard Target and others, you know. Just mentioning more good movies that I'd rather watch. But yeah. He grabs he's walking the tunnels. He grabs Corey, sees like all the memories that he's done, and lets him go. So they're supposed to they try to take on the play of the ending of Halloween 4 with Jamie Lloyd with a blade of scissors, but this movie fails as that. Which I rather watch Halloween 4 over this. I mean, I enjoyed John Carpenter. Listen, John Carpenter's The Thing. I watched that is better movie. That's my favorite horror movie. But Halloween, Halloween 2, Halloween 3, Halloween 4, 5 sucked, 6 sucked. H2O was a satisfying ending for Laurie Strode in that timeline. And Resurrection, except for the beginning of this movie, which was shitty upon shit, you know. But the rest of the movie I'd rather watch. I'll just skip the beginning and just watch that part, the whole thing with at the asylum. I mean, the film is so boring. I mean, Michael Myers doesn't come in until, like, when he came out the first cast of boy, he doesn't come in until, like, what, 40-some minutes in the movie? So they want to focus on this, they just want to focus on this Cunningham guy. Which, speaking of Christine, this guy's last name is Cunningham, like Arnie's Cunningham, and he works at a junkyard just like Arnie was in Christine. God damn, man. Once again, nostalgia. Which I'm so damn sick and tired of. Eventually, they find the dragon, the red eyes, you know, and then they get surrounded, but they escape. And why does they let him go? And instead, it shows how Michael Myers is such a wussy pussy in this movie. He gets tackled by Corey very easily, wrestles him and takes his mask away. I'm like, I guess this is how what 4 years does, makes Michael Myers automatically weak, you know. He's just so very weak, like he lets himself get tackled to the ground and gets his mask stolen. Or even the fight in the kitchen, you know. I mean, it was like the whole first half of the movie is incredibly boring. Not much for kills, except for one, which is like the DJ name, or the DJ's name, but. I'm so sick and tired. Why I'm pausing so much is because I'm so sick and tired of these franchises keep on getting brought up, you know. But anyway, Corey, after all that, when he gets out of the sword, this crazy homeless guy attacks him, but Corey kills him in self-defense. And then he goes on a killing spree, which I'm like, all that, because Michael saw into your eyes for that one glimpse, and then all of a sudden now you're just a stone cold killer now. There's just so many stupid things wrong with this movie. I mean, he's a wuss in this movie. He's a wimp. He allows like this big teenage kid or whatever to wrestle him to the ground and get his mask. And then at the end of the previous film, the whole mob was like kicking him, or whatever, hit him, beating him, bludgeoning him, you know. And then all of a sudden, boom, he's back on his feet and he's killing all these soldiers. So. Well. So after that, all that on the drive-through. Why did I say that? Like I said, this film is messing with my brain. It's making me say non-words. Which, yeah, it makes me want to go, well, it's too late now. I wish I could go to a drive-thru and just get a cheeseburger this late at night. Restore my energy, you know. But no, they can't do that. Rather do that than do this, you know. But just anyway, the kills were more brutal, I would say, in the previous film than this, because there was not much kills, or you know, except for the DJ. That's like the only brutal kill in the movie, which Corey, disguised as Michael Myers, you know, beats the guy, facing one on the record thing until his jaw is like all hanging out, and for some reason, why he cuts his tongue, I don't know why. And all of a sudden, he just snaps, you know, he just goes like kills spree, even more where he gets in bed with Jamie Lee Curtis's granddaughter. I'm like, and she watches out from the window. I'm like, why are you watching? You know, okay, mind their own business. And what else? Well, eventually, you know, the fight at the end was very anticlimactic. You know, you could say that what's his name? Also, the whole thing about the hypocrisy, you know, just further proves on that, you know. And Corey dresses up as Michael Myers, gets the mask because Michael Myers is a wimp, and kills those band kids one by one. We barely see anything. And then I guess the stepfather, while he's killing those band members that teased him, I guess one of them just accidentally shoots the stepfather in the head. He got in the way. I'm like, really? And it was everyone blames Laurie Strode, but why? Why would everyone blame her? Because there's other people during that night that were to blame too. So why would everybody blame Laurie Strode for? No idea why. And what else? And it's like, this film's leaving my brain. That's why I keep on pausing. And all these other horror films I just rather watch. Like I said, The Black Phone. Nope, I'd rather watch over this. But which one's worse? This Halloween 2 or Rob Zombie's Halloween? I don't know. You take your pick. What do you think is worse? And was like, hey, sorry for this cut, you know, like I said. When it comes due to lack of sleep, you know, or bad films, you know, I start to fall asleep, so sorry if I had to cut this when it cuts from night to day again. But anyway, just that way I'm more coherent now. But I was like, getting to the anticlimactic ending, you know, where everything on the marketing, everything which shows with Michael Myers and Laurie Strode, this is false because there wasn't much of a fight, you know, and all she was just because Michael Myers is weak now, which that's just stupid, you know. Because how Michael Myers, you know, he's the shape, you know, he was this evil force, right? Where now this kid can just tackle him and wrestle him to the ground and steal his mask, you know, so he can go and killing people. Which where I mentioned that where he has his mask where was a scarecrow mask. He kills his doctor, which, like I said, this doctor was an asshole. Everybody in this town was an asshole. So, like, because how she got this this girl who's a nurse, works at the hospital, got this promotion just for for looking hot and all that stuff. Because even though Allison was doing good at her job and gave the promotion over her, because she's that's a girl, that's why. But anyway, he goes to the house and just kills that doctor, and that's when Michael Myers like sees him doing his work, and then he goes and just kills that one woman, and which hangs her, stabs her, and pins her to the wall. Just like in the original Halloween, where he stands there tilting his head like this, and goes to the junkyard to kill those other those band kids, like I said, which. It's a rip off. You're just ripping off Christine now, where the guy, because even though his last name is Cunningham, like Arnie was in Christine, his last name is Cunningham. He was like the geek with the glasses and takes him off. Now he's not. And he's all evil and all that stuff, just like with Keith Gordon was in Christine. Even he works in the junkyard where he works, just like in Christine. Like, first you show John Carpenter's a thing. And you let on Hard Targets, which are good movies I'd rather watch. You're just promoting more good movies to watch. And you want to rip off freaking Christine now, which is another John Carpenter film you're ripping off now. What's next? Like in that junkyard, there's those pile of cars. The old Plymouth Fury of Christine's gonna pop out of nowhere. That's where it's been belonging. Even the point where just in just such the after when I'll get to right now, which. After the place of it wasn't much of a fight because Jamie Lee Curtis gets the upper hand on Michael very easily because now Michael Myers is a weak ass. Oh, he's an old guy now. Didn't matter. He was like he was old like in the even Halloween Kills in the 2018 one. But he still was strong enough. He didn't just get pinned to the ground that easily or get wrestled to the ground that easily. But he pins on the ground and then takes his mask off and then. Which I forgot to mention, where, see, after when Corey tries to kill Laurie Strode, because Laurie Strode tricks him thinking that she was going to kill herself, and then shoots him, but then he goes and stabs himself in the neck to make it seem like she did it, and that's when Allison walks in, and say, oh, they think that she did it. I'm like, so also you think your grandma is a killer now, because even though he wears the overalls, and there's a mask on the floor, and you just want death all around. That's what she says, and which is funny because everyone's treating. Why is everybody blaming Laurie Strode in this? Because first of all, in 2018, even though she wasted 40 years of her life, which most amounted to nothing, but at the same time, though, she warned when eventually he would come back, and when she did, she warned everybody that he eventually would come back, and he did. So and then she was in the hospital in the second movie where she didn't do absolutely nothing, and yet people still blame her. Even she told her granddaughter and her daughter that he would come back, warning, and she was right. But then, now she sees the knife in her hand. The whole thing she did it. You just want death all around you. Which, by the way, this whole love chemistry I never bought between Allison and Corey anyway. Because it fell off just like instantly. And some of the marketing stuff where the trailer shows Michael Myers kills that DJ and some other people. No, it was Corey because the marketing lied to you. It was all a lie because that way thing they never show Corey in these trailers or the posters or whatever, because the movie is about Corey. That's all it is. It's Halloween, Corey the movie. Who doesn't give a shit about Corey? Yeah, you bring in new characters, but then you don't make him the star of being the next Michael Myers, which I guess they were trying to do what the ending of Halloween 4 with Jamie at the end of that, which they should have gone with the ending in the first place instead of getting this shitty Halloween 5. But it's too little, too late, okay? It's different now, but that doesn't mean it's good, okay? Just because it's different, that automatically does not mean it's good. No. But anyway, where I was yeah, after that, and then there's Michael, he gets pinned. Then Laurie slits his throat and his wrist, making him bleed out. But that's not enough though, because now everyone in the town is in on. Even the sheriff, or the black sheriff that was in the previous 2 movies, he comes in at the end of the. He comes in at the very end of the movie, so nothing's established on that character. So that sheriff is a nothing character. He only comes in like just basically at the end of the movie, and say this is another Halloween we do, but it is tonight. So the whole town is in on it, and they bring him to the junkyard and then they. It was like so laughable when when they drive to the junkyard, and everybody basically Michael Myers, he just rides the wave of the crowd because everyone wants to. He rides the wave of the crowd. That's the thing. They all carry him through the wave of the crowd to delivery. Until Laurie Strode pushes him into the meat grinder. Well, it's the thing where the cars get smashed up and whatever. It's just like in Christine, after when Christine got crushed by the bulldozer, then Christine gets smashed into a cube, a grinder that makes him like into a cube, It's like the same thing with this, Then he gets pushed into a grinder, and now he's dead permanently. Because to make sure he is dead, because evil never stays dead. And no one doesn't bring up about Corey either, because Corey's one who did most of these killings, more than Michael did. Never gets brought up. Because Michael did killing, but also the guy Corey did killings. And then Allison, she leaves town finally. Too little, too late. I mean, like the whole thing is just like, why didn't everybody in this town just freaking move from this town? If everyone's just putting this whole entire people in this town, is putting their whole town in a state of grief and despair and misery and all that. Let alone making everyone an asshole in this town anyway. But just like in Halloween Kills, why doesn't people move anyway? But no, they still stay. But Allison, she finally leaves town, and then Laurie Strode is with Will Patton, which that's another character that never gets fully he never gets fully established either. But he was only for just like 3 scenes. He was talking to her in the grocery store, then at the end we're bringing Michael Myers to the junkyard, and then talking to her at the end of the movie. Because they did have a look at did kind of like a little bit of a chemistry when they explain how they used to show back then and all that, but it's not fully earned, I would say. And yeah, she was writing and also Laurie Strode was writing a book on this as well. I hate the series, I hate the series, and this is easily one of the worst Halloween films. Like it's very hard for me to say what is worse: Rob Zombie's Halloween movies or this. This is extremely close. I mean, even Halloween Kills I thought was better than this, though. And this was even lacking in gore and kills, except for the DJ when he got his mouth ripped open and then Corey cuts his tongue out. Which, why would Corey cut his tongue out? Who knows? But it was a decent effect where the DJ himself, his mouth got split open. That's the only goriest kill in the movie. The rest of them just kills. I mean, Corey kills those band members. One runs over with a truck, I guess a fence, and then kills one girl with a wrench off screen. You see the aftermath. And then with the lead one that was teasing the most, blower towards him, but it was focusing on the camera was focusing on the girl underneath the fence, and it showed the blur with the how it lands when they changed the one side to focus on one, and the other out part of the camera is blurred. The same thing with that kid. The kid was being blowtorched, but the camera was mostly focused on the girl. The clear part of the camera was focused on the girl on the fence. So even the kills in this are not very memorable. It just Corey stabs the doctor numerous times, and Michael Myers pins that one girl to the wall and stabbed and hung there, referencing the original Halloween. And the whole thing with that for the kid, the kid at the beginning of the movie that basically started this whole thing started this whole grief thing for the kid, for Corey, which like this little twat, just locks him in the attic and then just. Which it was laughable how he just fell off the balcony that landed on this. It was just laughable, Like I said, I saw this in the theater with my brother and our friend, right? They were laughing, but I wasn't. I just didn't feel like rude to be laughing straight out in the theater like that. But inside I was dying of laughter because it was silly how the way it looked, And why is this kid with the guy Corey gets scared of being locked in the attic? A grown ass man gets scared of locked in the attic. And just like I said, you're only referencing good movies in your shitty movie, like John Carpenter's The Thing. This film doesn't even touch on John Carpenter's The Thing, let alone the classic Van Damme movie Hard Target. I love Hard Target. That's one of Van Damme's best films, from director John Woo, And when Lance Henriksen was a good villain in that movie. Then you're ripping off Christine as well, which you're just referencing good movies, better movies I'd rather watch than your shitty movie. David Gordon Green, screw you, and Jamie Lee Curtis, same to you. I know you have your own opinion because the thing is though, you shit on Halloween 2, and you don't like John Carpenter's The Fog, you don't like Terror Train, and there was the other one that you called, was it some game, Road Games, I think it was. I think it was called Road Games. Yeah. I mean, you just crap on all these other horror movies that you star in, but except for the original Halloween, you don't do on that because you probably get fans angry if you crap on the original Halloween, though. But you didn't like Halloween 2, you didn't like The Fog, Terror Train. Road Games is another one, like I said. But you give these films a pass. And then you complain about Laurie Strode being in a hospital in Halloween 2. And yet you were in the hospital in Halloween Kills, but you didn't do nothing. Oh, I know it's your opinion though, but the thing is, at the same time, like sometimes people are just full of themselves. And yeah, this is another movie, which I mentioned when I ranted on The Happening, how much Stephen King being pretty much he gave that movie a pass. He gives this movie a pass too. I'm like, Stephen King, screw you, okay? Screw you. You give shit films like this a pass, and you give The Happening a pass, and yet you shit on The Shining, which you hate, which I'm sorry, a lot of people love, and I love The Shining. And you shit on your own movie, Maximum Overdrive, okay? Which, I'm sorry, you're full of shit too. You made a fun B movie, okay? Emilio Estevez, the Green Goblin truck, fun bazooka action, and the kick-ass music by AC/DC. That film was the reason why I started loving AC/DC in the first place growing up, okay? Because of your freaking movie that you made was a fun movie. Except when, and then after years afterwards, you wanted to do that movie Trucks, which that was far worse. I remember saying, if he gives Trucks the pass over his own movie Maximum Overdrive, I was gonna be pissed. I really easily watch Maximum Overdrive more than all three of these Halloween movies. Stephen King. I rather watch the Black Phone, which I enjoy, which your son wrote the short story based on. I need to sign, because Joe Hill, which that's a pen name, but he's the son of Stephen King. He wrote the short story or the book, whatever, that was The Black Phone, and I enjoy The Black Phone. Like I said, I'd rather watch The Black Phone over any of these new Halloween movies, and I'd rather watch Nope. I enjoyed Nope. Or like I said from last year, if we give it with like some uniqueness or refreshing or even original, I'd rather watch Malignant over any of these movies. I'd rather watch Willy's Wonderland. Those, like I said, those have like more refreshing, more original than anything in the horror films nowadays. And people can just give it all the hate. If people want to hate, well, hate as well. I say hate all the time, but If you disagree with me, that's fine, okay? If you like any of these new Halloween films, that's good on you. If you're fine with this whole change in Halloween ends, that's fine with you, okay? You're right to your own opinion. I'm not wrong for my opinion. And like I said, my brother, he always thinks I'm full of shit in all the ways, you know. He speaking with Maximum Overdrive, he thinks that Maximum Overdrive is a bad movie, you know. This is one of those times why I always get in those, why I just keep my opinions to myself from him, because every time he thinks I'm just full of shit, and my opinions are garbage, you know. Oh, I like Maximum Overdrive. Yeah, because it was a fun movie. I never saw it as a bad movie, okay? A lot of people do. Even Stephen King thinks it's a bad movie. He shits on his own movie. Even my brother, he says, Maximum Overdrive is a bad movie. Well, guess what? To each their own. I love Maximum Overdrive. I never think it was a bad movie. I think it was a very fun movie. That's why a lot of times, you know, just... Again, like I said, he says this is even because my brother, after we saw this movie, he said it was a bad movie, but he liked it anyway. You know, like one that's it's so bad it's good. You know, I never think it was so bad it's good. I think it's a flat out bad movie, shitty movie. So I don't know what I guess. I mean, characters we know what, especially Corey. Who gives a shit about Corey? Yeah, he was a pussy anyway. He was just a pussy who was afraid of being locked in the attic. You know, we got picked on, you know, and everybody hates him. First of all, technically it was an accident how he killed the kid, you know, but the thing is, it was the kid's fault for staying that close to the door anyway, and he's the one who locked him in the attic in the first place. Oh yeah, and speaking of which, he ran into that mom at he went to this party at the bar, and the mom was there, once again give him shit for what he did. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention Lindsay from who previously appeared in Halloween Kills, who was still alive. She got injured from Michael, but she's still alive. She comes back in this just for briefly, but that's it. Yeah, freaking from another original character from the original movie, but barely in it. Laughing, but officially. Except for the one gory kill of the DJ, but other than that, the kills are very meh, lackluster. The so-called big fat finale with Laurie Strode and Michael at the end, anticlimactic, and Michael is such a wuss, you know. He gets wrestled to the ground by a kid, and to seal his mask, I'm like, this Michael is a pussy. You know, this is supposed to be this evil. He's supposed to be the shape, this evil force, strong as hell, and yet he gets taken. Oh, he's old. That's not excusable. He's the shape. You know, the shape is. Michael Myers was more stronger in Halloween Resurrection, and yes, I'd rather watch Halloween Resurrection over this because you know what? I'd rather watch because Busta Rhymes, you know, Kung Fu and Michael Myers, trick or treat, motherfucker. Which I love that line. Me and my brother loves that line. That's one thing we can agree. That's one thing my brother can't agree on. We both love Busta Rhymes at Halloween Resurrection. Trick or treat, motherfucker. I really watch Busta Rhymes was a much better character as Freddy than anybody in this movie or any of these new movies. You know, so you want to be on Dangertainment? Hey Mikey, happy fucking Halloween! Trick or treat, motherfucker. I love Busta Rhymes. He was fun in Halloween Resurrection. Yeah, other than the first 15 minutes of Halloween Resurrection, that was complete bullshit. But the rest of the movie I'd rather watch than any of these movies. You know, sad to say, you know. And, you know, and it's even sad for me to say that I'd rather watch Halloween 5 or Halloween 6 more than this movie. And yes, Halloween 3 I enjoyed, okay? I'm one of the very few people that likes it. My brother, once again, he thinks I'm full of shit for liking Halloween 3. Because it's a very bad movie, it's hated by everybody, and I should hate it too. Sorry, I'm not wrong for being me, okay? And for the ways, why am I looking over there? Because my brother's in the next room, he's asleep, so that's why. Yeah. But most of the time, well, yeah, most of we can agree on some certain things in movies though, but a lot of times he just thinks I'm full of crap. My opinions are garbage to him. That's why I just don't want to. That's why I don't like getting any debates with him, because I'm always wrong. My points are never that valid, you know. Because first of all, I'm not wrong for having my own opinion, and for what I think points I see, I think are wrong and stupid. But it's like, oh, like I said, I love Maximum Overdrive. I enjoy Halloween 3. Okay, with Tom Atkins. But I'm full of shit. You know, those are bad movies. Sometimes I just want to. Sometimes you just let. A lot of times I just let him run his mouth. You know, just let him say what he wants about what I think. But anyway, yeah, Halloween ends. I'm tired of these franchises. It's never. First of all, it's never the end of any Halloween films. They're always gonna keep on making more. Like they want to keep on doing Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th, and all these other movies. Prey, Chucky. You know. Even in the new Hellraiser movie. I'm just so sick and tired of these franchises being keep on dug up and keep on going and going and going until, like I said, this further showed nothing new, creative, original, or any more story to tell with Michael Myers. Nothing more you can do with that about him. This further proves it. Jeez, I'm almost an hour on this movie. Freaking goddamn, man. So anyway, I want to go on an hour on this movie. I'm done now. I'm just stopping now. If you like this movie, that's fine. If you're fine with anything, liking these new Halloween movies, that's fine. I don't like this series. I never want to see these movies again. I'll stick watching 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, and 8. So yeah. But I hope you enjoyed this long review, this rant, because and once again, happy Halloween to everybody, because by the time I was uploaded, this would be like close to Halloween time. So, but thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next video, and we'll see you next time. You know, fuck these new Halloween movies. Fuck this movie especially. And it's like, I always want to keep on saying what Danny Glover said in Predator 2. Fuck yourself. To these movies, that's what I'm referring to. To these movies, to all these new Halloween movies, especially this movie, fuck yourself.